Today's video has been brought to you by Chic Clothing. Go to www.chicclothing.com for our line of hand-designed signature caps and more information on how you can have your caps color customized to your liking. Plan your adventure. Subscribe to our mailing list to be informed about upcoming expansion to our line of clothing. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Cause I'm a Fury, I'm back. I know it's been a while, and for the last few days, we all know this whole situation with James Cameron and his criticism about Wonder Woman. He didn't say it was a terrible movie. He actually enjoyed it, but when he spoke about it taking steps backwards as for, I guess, for women in film, it got a lot of backlash, and rightfully so. But at the same time, he still has the right to say what he want to say, and he wasn't being harsh or impossible. I mean, you got to see, it's like his ideology, how he sees a female character compared to how maybe a woman would see it, maybe how today's directors. He's old school. I understand. I'm not saying that. It makes it sound like I'm condoning, because that's like me saying the old school racist. That's just all they know. There's okay. Let's just let it ride. I'm not letting this ride. I'm just saying, not everybody can be Sarah Connor like he thinks. It's just not gonna happen. Sarah Connor. Like let me go to what he said about the floors up here on my top screen. Let me go. I have it here, and he said, this is exactly what he said. Tell me if he's being sexist or misogynist. He's just being, I don't know. I don't see it like that. And this is, look. Alright, let me read what this title said. It says, James Cameron isn't here for Wonder Woman's blockbuster success. In fact, the movie maker calls the much-loved superhero flick, and they're going to let you know in this article that it's currently at 92% approval on Rotten Tomatoes. The same site that everybody wants to fry when a movie that should be good doesn't get a good score. Now, as you can see, you see the hypocrisy in this? When it's representing positively a movie that everybody is standing behind because of whatever agenda, feminist agenda, woman agenda, you put it here, 92% approval rating. Oh, they're gonna throw that in there. You see, so they throw it into parentheses to let you know that. Now, anyway, back to the article. The movie maker calls the much-loved superhero flick a step backwards for female heroes he created in the 1980s and 90s. See, this is already the problem now. This is his mindset, and maybe he should have kept his mouth shut. Maybe not. I'm not one here to, it's not hate speech. He's not out here with tiki torch or anything. He actually feel that Wonder Woman is a by the number. The movie, the character was a by the numbers trope. It was just basically, maybe he think it's what they call the Mary Sue. Wonder Woman has kind of been one, but I can't really say that that defines her. Wonder Woman back in the day, from when she first came out during the 40s or so, was that I can do it because female power and stuff. But then they put mythology to her character. She became so much more. Like, she became like a true demigod. She has Ares to fight against. The mascara got more fleshed out. Hippolyta got more fleshed out. Her origin got more fleshed out and stuff. And let's be honest today, a lot of fans who like the Wonder Woman movie don't even know that much about her. They just know Linda Carter series and that she can block bullets and that she's strong and she had the invisible jet. They probably still a lot of those people. Now, kudos to this movie. This movie was good, alright? I mean, it wasn't like, oh my god, it's the greatest movie ever. And I think, personally, if Man of Steel was a hit critically, if Dawn of Justice was a hit critically, if Suicide Squad was a hit critically with the fan base, I don't think we would have got this Wonder Woman movie we got here. So, the failure of those three movies kind of did Wonder Woman a favor. They realized they had to bring it, because if the Snyderverse was what they wanted, if the Snyderverse was successful, and all these dark and bleak and whatever movies that we got so far would have impacted this one. Now, Wonder Woman is going to impact everything else around it. You see, it's already working with Justice League, you know, and I'm not going to sit here because I haven't seen what made this movie unwatchable. They say that about everything. They said Wonder Woman was unwatchable to somebody. I guess they was feeding on the fears that they were actually right about Dawn of Justice being terrible. So everybody, when they heard that about Wonder Woman, even I put a video up months ago about Say It Ain't So, and I didn't want to believe it, because there's just no way with Jeff Johns now and Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins almost was the director of Thor: The Dark World. You know, it could have turned out better. It really could have turned out better with her doing it. And I'm not saying that because, let me see. I'm not really saying that because of Wonder Woman alone, but even Chris Hemsworth said she knows her shit, and he was down with it. But I don't know what fell through at the last moment. But even Chris Hemsworth himself, Thor, was like, she knows her homework. She was there to bring out the character. So don't sit here and think she's just capable of this girl power character. She understands Wonder Woman. Alright? Maybe James Cameron just sees Wonder Woman. He sees the beauty and everything. And he sees the beauty and the strength and the lack of grit, which I think is his biggest problem. The lack of grit. Like, you know, his Sarah Connor was what he called a bad mother. He says it here somewhere. Alright. He says Sarah Connor was not a beauty icon. She was strong. She was troubled. She was a terrible mother. She earned the respect of the audience through pure grit. And to me, the benefit of characters like Sarah is so obvious. I mean, half the audience is female, Cameron said. Now, what he's saying is not, like, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. It's not bad at all, actually. It's his opinion. It's his ideology of how he see female characters. He see it, and I would think Wonder Woman isn't just that character that's pure grit. She has a lot more to her, too. She's not just a one-dimensional character. But think about what he's saying here. He's saying, like, maybe he sees her as being too perfect, you know? Maybe that's his take of what he sees on Wonder Woman. Actually, let's go to what he said. Exactly. I'm going to read the whole thing that he said, basically. The whole paragraph that really got him. He got all the self-congratulatory backpatting Hollywood's been doing over Wonder Woman has been so misguided. She's an objectified icon. Yeah, she is. And it's just male Hollywood doing the same old thing, Cameron said in the interview with Guardians. You know, does he have a point there about male Hollywood doing the same thing? Who knows? Let me think about that for a second. Alright, it could be, but not for the reason he thinks. For the simple fact that Wonder Woman has a heavy male fan base. Alright? And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion here, and it might be controversial. Wonder Woman, most of Wonder Woman's biggest fans who of the overall package of character are men. Because we, and I'm not saying this, and I'm saying that not women don't do it at all. Do not shoot me for this. I'm not saying women don't read comic books at all, but the majority of comic book readers are male throughout all the years. Like when the whole the mascara, when that whole story started getting fleshed out, at that point now there's more women readers than ever. But back when Wonder Woman really started to get fleshed out, it was in the comic book. A majority of them are guys, and this is why a lot of guys stick with them. They know Wonder Woman. We grew up on it too. Just because we're boys and we supposed to have G.I. Joe toys and stuff, we ain't supposed to know about Wonder Woman. That's where I get offended at sometimes. Like, this is like these whole things at the Alamo Draft House, women's only viewing. Like, seriously? Like, that whole thing really bothered the shit out of me. And people like, oh, men, stop crying. Oh, he's salty and stuff. This is our day. Wonder Woman is not a feminist icon, okay? And despite what you think, Wonder Woman is a comic book character. She's part of the Justice League. She has her own intricate backstory. And a majority of her fans in the beginning were guys. And they still are. I mean, because we more into the comic book nature than women are. It's just naturally given. Like that. Now it's grown, and it's grown beyond just being okay. It's just she's a cosplayer and stuff like that. No, it's actually grown more. And I don't know what to say. Like, I just think basically he liked it. He enjoyed the movie. He liked it, but he would have made Wonder Woman a more grittier character, especially during World War I time. So I can understand. I kind of get what he's saying. I don't totally agree with it, but I kind of get what he's saying. Like, there was no dirt. She was just perfect. Not saying that the movie sucked. I fucking enjoy the movie. I can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. I made the mistake of buying Man of Steel because I fell asleep in it during the movie part of it, and then when I woke up, it was like the action. I'm like, oh damn, this was solid. And then I went home and watched it on bootleg again or live, and I was like, no wonder I fell asleep. That was my subconscious shutting me down. So this, I admit, Wonder Woman, this movie is going to be the one I want to buy for the first time and actually really want to buy for the first time in a long time. That being said, this whole James Cameron thing, let me get back to it because I know I'm veering off and I'm letting you know how I feel about Wonder Woman and stuff, because it's more than just a feminist icon to me. She's part of my comic book history. She's part of my childhood. I used to watch Super Friends all the time. I used to watch the Linda Carter series and stuff, and I know about Wonder Woman because of Super Friends. That's why when I seen they was like, this is the Linda, my mother was like, this is the Linda Carter series and stuff, and we kind of knew that. And then they were kind of like, I was watching Super Friends reruns, and I was watching Wonder Woman reruns, and I seen her do stuff on the Wonder Woman show that she wasn't doing on Super Friends. And then as Super Friends went on years later, you started seeing her display more of her strength. You started seeing her, they started building, the character started evolving. Even back then as a child in the 80s, I saw that, when I was watching the reruns to it. But as for what Jim Cameron said, he feel like her success is misguided, and I don't think it's because it's Wonder Woman. To a degree, I just think, me personally, I think what he's saying about it is because it's males objectifying her that made this successful. No, it's not. No, it's not. What I personally think is that the movie is the beacon of light within a universe of darkness and suckiness and bad plots and shit that don't make sense. This movie, like I said, those three movies falling flat on their face critically is what made Wonder Woman what it is today, because they knew Wonder Woman had to bring it. Wonder Woman had to be good. And this is Wonder Woman had to carry the slack for 3 failures. Like I just said, it was the first Wonder Woman live action motion picture in theaters. It had a lot of things going. Failure was not an option for Wonder Woman. It was not an option. And it delivered. Alright? Now, is like I said, is it the greatest movie ever? Fuck no, it's not. Did I enjoy the shit out of it? Hell fucking yeah, I did. Our thing is that we have to kind of think what would it have done? What would it have been if the Snyderverse was successful? Think about that, and then think about that, and then read what Cameron said, and then you'll kind of understand. People got opinions about it. You know, people can like a movie and still think, oh yeah, and that makes me think. Look at all the shit people gave of The Force Awakens because of Rey. Oh, she's a Mary Sue. It had to be because she's a woman. Oh my God. And all this other stuff. They did that. And people totally let them get away with it. You know why? Because of a matter of preference. Oh my God, this is the new. I don't like the new Star Wars. So I'm gonna latch on to everything that people criticized about it. Oh, they giving the same criticism about Wonder Woman, but I grew up with Wonder Woman. That's part of my childhood. You know, and stuff like this. This is Wonder Woman. You are a misogynist asshole. You see the difference? Because of the universes. Star Wars isn't like Star Wars is mostly male characters. Wonder Woman is Wonder fucking Woman. Wonder Woman. Alright? And Steve Trevor is an integral part of Wonder Woman's life. This is why the movie this is one of the main reasons why the movie did so well, is because her relationship with Steve Trevor. You seen it, just the chemistry they had, and I ain't talking about just romantic. I'm just talking about as for being on screen together, as for like the lines, how it flow and how they interact with each other. That was chemistry right there. I mean, somebody brought up an interview they did and stuff, and you know Gal Gadot's married, I think Chris Pine's dating someone, whatever. My thing is that when they were talking about the movie, you could just see how she was looking at him like she admired Chris Pine. Not like that, but you could see that those two work well together, because when he's talking stuff and how and everything and how he is, Chris Pine is a good guy. Like you don't hear nothing bad about him. He don't be out there doing stuff and having and you get, I guess it shows through. Not his personality showed through Steve Trevor, made Steve Trevor what it was. You know, they put Steve Trevor into a different time. They put him into World War I time, and it worked. Because, you know, originally Steve Trevor is actually from a more modern time, you know, and how they met. So, when I saw that, I was like, oh boy, Steve Trevor's going to die. Because he's out of time and stuff, and originally. So, that, you know, made best of it. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, there's a lot of things that work for this movie, and what can I say about it? Like, it's a clash of ideologies. James Cameron think his Sarah Connor is the pinnacle of female grit, and Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot like, look, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that movie and just be like, you know what, this is how a female has to be to get respect and admiration from men. It ain't about that with Wonder Woman, and it wasn't about that. You heard your currently lines like what a woman is doing here. You heard that currently sprinkled in, but it wasn't heavy-handed. It wasn't ham-fisted into the movie. It just was showing you how times were back then. But Wonder Woman didn't care about that. You think she was like, oh my God, Steve, I don't believe how these men treated me and stuff like that. You know, Steve was like, look, I'm not like these assholes, but let's not get into a beef here, because I don't want no problems. You know, he was like, I don't want you kicked there. He's pretty much like protecting them from her and stuff. But she did what she wanted. She had to do. She did what she had to do and inspired others. What could you hate about that? How could that be backwards? It was a good movie. It was a fucking comic book movie. It was a good movie. It had heart. It had good characters and stuff, like two good lead characters. Ares, no, I'm sorry. That was the one thing I really didn't like about the movie. That he was a crusty British man. He had kind of the overbite, and he reminded me of the typical, oh, so could you pass me a little bit of the horseradish so I could put it on my horse and feather? So that's what Ares reminded me. Even when he changed, it was the same face. It just was a bit younger, and I was like, oh dear. That's the only part they really screwed up. But did anybody else catch when she threw the lasso of truth around him, and he's like, I'm not the god of war, I'm the god of truth, or something like that. What did that mean? Like, is that really Ares? Because Ares can't be gone. Ares can't be destroyed. Because when they do the sequel that's going to take place in America, which Patty Jenkins did say, how are they going to do this? So, anyway, I'm rambling on too long. Because I'm just seeing it as a clash of ideologies. People are going nuts. People are like, oh, he's just mad because his movies are not relevant. Avatar was boring and stuff like that. He didn't bring Avatar into this. He didn't say anything about his movie being superior. He had his opinion on what he think of a strong female character is. They have their opinion on that. Let's just leave it like that. Because we know damn well if this came, the exact same shit that James Cameron said came out of the mouth of a feminist, no one would give a fuck. No one would pay attention to the people like, oh my God, Anita Sarkeesian, that cunt or whatever, started complaining about this movie. Oh my God, so I guess it got voice, and then next thing you know, a whole bunch of her rainbow colored armpit Triggly Puffs would come out of nowhere and start saying the movie sucked. No, it didn't like that. It's a guy. It's easy for y'all to attack a man for having an opinion, and he wasn't even bashing women. He just was like, he wasn't. So anyway, I'm gonna end it like this. And as always, keep watching what you want. Keep gaming the way you want. Keep being you. Like I said, I don't do this to pander to subscriptions. I do this because I don't get paid off of this. I'm not trying to get paid off of this. I'm gonna stop monetizing my videos. It's pointless. I don't even want to get paid off this or throw commercials in this. And because I use coarse language, they probably ain't gonna go put commercials in this anyway, so I'm not gonna monetize it. I do this because I want to speak on things from my perspective. As usual, that's my manifesto. I'm going to speak on things from my opinion and stuff. And I want to get feedback. I want to engage the community and let people know and try to engage. All I want to do is let people know that we all have different opinions. We may agree on a lot of stuff. We may disagree on a lot of stuff. But there's a lot of things here. But as long as we can talk about it, hash it out like respectable men and women, let's do this. And I'll be here to do these whenever I can. Because like I said, they call me the blue collar gamer for a reason. I work a dirty job. I'm an environmental services guy, 2 hospitals. So it's not like I could sit here and do this every day. So that's why, hence more of the reason that it's a passion, it's a side project. It's a side thing I like to do. But like I already said, I gave you my moniker. Just keep being you and stuff, but respect other people's as well. Bring your opinion without, because just without having to go in and insult one another. There's so much to be like. There's things we don't like. There's things we can agree on and disagree. But at the end of the day, we all fans, right? So anyway, peace out.